As the NBA offseason progresses, we're speculating moves that teams can make. For the Golden State Warriors, it's been a pretty busy offseason. The team first let go of their OGM Bob Myers, then moved Jordan Poole for Chris Paul, and then lastly brought back Draymond Green on that 4-year $100 million deal. However, there is one question that the team eventually has to ask themselves, and that is, what should they do with their star Klay Thompson? Now, Klay Thompson has been with the Warriors ever since he got drafted. And despite those two back-to-back season-ending injuries, Klay is still playing on a decent level. This upcoming season, Klay is going to his final year off the contract. Golden State will unlikely give him a new deal this offseason, meaning, like Draymond Green, Klay Thompson will also test the fantasy market next offseason. Now, in a recent interview with the Warriors owner Joe Lacob, he said this about resigning Klay Thompson, quote, "Certainly would like Steph, Draymond, and Klay to retire as Warriors. That is my goal, our goal, and I think it's a good likelihood that will happen. So from the management perspective, they want to keep Klay Thompson." Now, Klay's cap hit is going to be $43.2 million next season, and as of this current moment, that is easily overpaid, so there's no rush for the Warriors to really extend him this offseason. Klay himself knows the Warriors' atmosphere and its value, the Warriors knows, and the market also knows. So in today's video, let's fully break things down and talk about how much money the Golden State Warriors should give Klay Thompson if they want to resign him back next offseason. So without further ado, let's roll the intro.
Hi. I'm on my match in the dark. 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 I'm on my match.
Yo, what's up guys, Jason's here back with another video. If it's your first time watching, I mostly cover news and reports for the Golden State Warriors, but we also occasionally make content for every other team. So if you want the latest basketball news and rumors in your feed, all you're gonna do is to leave a like and subscribe so that you will not miss any of my future upload. Now, according to NBA writer Mark Medina in a recent interview with Gimme Sport, here's what he said, quote, "I expect Warriors to handle talks with Thompson the same way they did with Draymond Green last season. They will let the season play out and see how Thompson performs. They will then sign him to another deal." So what this is saying is that the Warriors front office will take the same approach on Klay Thompson, just like what they did this offseason with Draymond Green. Now, Draymond Green opted out of his player option this offseason and got a new deal done with the Warriors with a pay cut. I expect Klay Thompson to do the same thing next offseason because, truth be told, he doesn't worth a max contract. So if he doesn't want a pay cut, then it makes no sense for the Warriors front office to give him one more big contract. Now, here's one thing to pay attention to. If Golden State does not move Chris Paul mid-season, it's almost a guarantee that they'll waive him next offseason to clear $30 million in their cap room, as Chris Paul's contract next year is fully non-guaranteed. This will give the Warriors a lot of leverage and flexibility on Klay's new deal, unless some teams get desperate and give Klay Thompson a deal that is way above the market price. There's no point for Klay Thompson to not stay with the Warriors. Now, in terms of performance, Klay Thompson had a decent year last season. This past year for the Warriors, Klay was averaging 21.9 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 2.4 assists per game, while shooting 41.2% from behind the arc. In previous videos, even though I put Klay Thompson in multiple trade packages and think he isn't what he used to be, I'm never saying that Klay's a bad player. Without a doubt, Klay Thompson is still a very elite player on the offensive end. We're talking about a 6'6" shooting guard that can knock down shots anywhere on the court. Klay Thompson being a career 41.6% three-point shooter is the best proof for that. In the playoffs, even though the Warriors fall short, Klay Thompson played decent. He was averaging 18.5 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 2.2 assists per game, while shooting 36.8% from behind the arc. Although that was the lowest for Klay Thompson's entire career, it's not that big of a deal to worry about, but it's something to keep an eye on. Now, defensively is going downhills. This past season, Klay Thompson had a defensive rating of 116.6, which is the worst across his entire career. Now, this definitely has to do with his two major injuries, but I think and I hope after 2 years, Klay Thompson can get back to his old self. Now, in terms of the contract, I'm hoping for a 3-year deal worth around $85 million, with his last year being a team option. Don't get me wrong here, I'm a big fan of Klay Thompson. I've been watching him since his days at Washington State, but the truth here is NBA is a business. You get a contract mostly based on how much you can do on the court. For all the Warriors fans, Klay Thompson has been a critical part of this team for these past 2 years, but there's a hard boundary when it comes to giving out contract because you can easily hurt a team's cap room significantly if you give out the wrong contract. Now, this upcoming season is going to be a huge factor, and it honestly puts the Warriors front office at a pretty weird position. Of course, the goal next year is to win the championship, so you want Klay Thompson to play at a high level, but that also means it will cost the Warriors more money to re-sign him back. Compared to if Klay had a bad season, then we can keep him for much cheaper, so it's hard to decide which side you want to be on. I mean, you could definitely argue that Klay Thompson has chemistry with Steph, Draymond, and Wiggins, but then on the other hand, business is business. There is no guarantee that Klay Thompson will return next offseason, but I'm sure the team will do whatever they can to keep Klay on this team. Now, here's one more perspective about this whole situation. In today's NBA, loyalty is expensive because it seems like all those big-name players switch teams so often, and most of the teams out there simply view these players as marketing tools to gain more money to the owners. If you think of guys that only stay with one team their entire career, there isn't that many, but for the Golden State Warriors, it seems like both Steph Curry and Draymond Green will end up retiring here. Is it possible that Klay Thompson can be the third one? I certainly want that to happen, but it has to be the case where the money is right. You can tell this Warriors core is aging and their championship window is closing rapidly, but it seems like to me that the Warriors front office wants to ride on this big three of Steph, Klay, and Draymond until they retire, so I'm not questioning if they can bring back Klay Thompson, but I'm more concerned about the cap hit that Klay's new deal will be like. And again, I'm hoping for a deal that's either around a 3-year $85 million or a 4-year $100 million with his last year being a team option, so it gives the Warriors more flexibility in their cap room just in case if Klay declines by a major margin within these next 2 years. Alright guys, that's all we got for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below if you want the Golden State Warriors to re-sign Klay Thompson next offseason. And if you enjoy the content, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me on social media with all the links in the description box down below. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.